Welcome to Coast Gaming Central Podcast E3 Day 3 coverage, which is going to feature Ubisoft and the PlayStation press conferences. With me, I got my boy Corgan the Krogan. What's going on?
You do not know the truth.
They do not know the truth. And, of course, I didn't even introduce myself, MK guy, Darren Dorsey. So, we're going to get right into this. We'll start with Ubisoft. A pretty good press conference from them.
Woohoo!
They had
Pretty
one of my
good.
favorite moments of
God damn,
E3
they
with
killed
they had one of my favorite moments of E3 with the dancing Sub-Zeros.
Yeah. That was outstanding when I saw that.
Yeah, the Just Dance presentation this year was quick, and let's just say there was dancing Sub-Zeros and a panda.
Yeah, nice, quick, funny,
And a pop
get
singer.
it out the way, and a
Yeah.
pop singer. They
Yep.
just said, hey, Just Dance, come this year. Take
Coming
it
out
easy.
on every
Good.
system imaginable, even the Wii.
Yep. Bada bing, bada boom.
Comes out on Wii U,
So
Switch,
EA,
and
take
Wii.
notes. See, they got through it real quick. They have their little annualized franchise at Ubisoft, but they're like, look, here it is, coming out this year. Go ahead and buy it. You know what you're getting. Good stuff.
Yep. And we're
If EA did that, did it that way, man, press conference would have been way better.
Yep. And I completely went out of order on this, and I don't care because I just wanted to touch on those dancing
You just wanted to
Sub-Zeros.
touch on that dancing Sub-Zeros and pandas. I understand.
Yeah,
Hey,
so that was too
one of
good.
the highlights of the press conference. All right,
So we'll go back to the actual beginning. They started off with Miyamoto coming out on stage with them.
announcing that Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I believe.
Kingdom Battle, yep. And that game looks and plays a lot better than I was expecting it to. What about you?
I know, like, everyone was giving it shit. Like, I'm like, just you wait. This game's gonna surprise folks. And sure enough, everyone's like, no, that actually looks pretty good. I'm like, I know!
Yeah. I mean, and like I told you yesterday when we were watching it together, I pretty much said, like, hey, well, Nintendo never sets Mario up to die. So
Yeah.
people should have thought that through. Like, well, regardless of what they
And
think about the
Ubisoft
rabbits.
has actually done pretty well with, like, RPGs a few times. Like, this gen, they've released that Child of Light game. They haven't released it any really since, but...
Yeah. My hope is that this game goes...
South Park, though. Yeah,
South Park, yeah. I mean, my hope is that this game goes really well, and that they team up again, but this time they do it with the Rayman characters instead of the rabbits.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
I would love to. I would love to have a Mario Rayman crossover because they could probably do some really fun stuff with that. But this game, it looks great. It's very strategic, and the battle system is looks very deep actually. I'm excited. Looks really good too. Like you can tell. Like I will give Ubisoft credit. Like they, regardless of how shit went on Wii U, like they spent 3 years making this game, knowing it was coming only on Switch, and it's a beautiful looking game. Looks like a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And like you said, like the tactics look really cool. Like they showed, like how, say you have like a unit so many spaces ahead, like Mario or something, and you can send the rabbit to his space, and then Mario will like give the rabbit like a little like boost with his feet and boost him up in the air to let him travel even further. Like I thought that was a cool little idea. And if there's an enemy in your walk path that you make for your characters, like the character will do a quick like kind of hit and run attack on him while getting to your space. Like it's really cool. And also just really funny. I was like actually really enjoying that whole presentation of like the rabbit that dressed up like Peach that was like looking all sassy to her and stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and this game
like,
drops.
That game legit kind of makes me really want to switch even more now, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, well, think about it, and we'll talk about this, and I'll touch on this even more when we record the Nintendo reaction later on today. But
Day 3.
I mean, God, I mean, to be true, or to be honest with you, like the Switch, man, they've had an exclusive game every month of this year. Like, and I gotta give them props for that. Like they stuck to it. They said we're gonna have a game come out every month, and this game fits the August void now. It's August 23rd. So,
Yep.
you know, it's coming out much sooner than people thought too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, oh, it comes out in a couple months. Like, yeah, it does. So now they got ARMS coming out this week at the end of E3. Next month is Splatoon 2, which is a very popular game, and then August now you got this. So,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah. I'm hyped, dude. I really want to get a Switch for this game.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, anybody buying a Switch this holiday season, when you think about Zelda, Mario Kart, you know, so on and so forth, like, there's gonna be a decent library of games to already go pick up and buy for the Switch, which is something the Wii U never had.
And you can also point at this and be like, you know, a lot of people love to give Nintendo crap for, you know, just coming out with the usual suspects of Zelda and Mario Kart and stuff like that. And so this one kind of gives it, hey, like, here's something that's kind of different and kind of cool.
So, and we'll go on about Nintendo later, but I do want to point out that, like, Ubisoft and Nintendo teamed up to make this game, and it's smart because. And it's smart just because of, like I said, the momentum the system has, and I think it still has momentum because they're continuing with releasing games that people actually want to play.
Yeah, and it really kind of helps both companies in their own different ways, because like Ubisoft can use this as a way to try and get the Rabbids kind of reinvigorated, and folks like kids are gonna freaking adore this game. I can just already tell.
That, and if this works out and the Rabbids become popular again, obviously, where do you think they're gonna put those games at?
Yep, on Nintendo platforms. So then, in return, Nintendo can say, "Hey, we've got big third-party support, at least from Ubisoft." So.
Yeah. So, and who knows what we'll see today? But yeah. So that was good. Good cue for them.
Very successful announcement. Very well done.
Yep. Very successful. It was nice to see Miyamoto on stage again, Nintendo. But yeah. That was good. So then they transitioned right from that to the Crew 2, I think it was. I think it was the Crew 2.
They showed Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Okay, Assassin's Creed. I'll let you touch on that because it was a quick, brief trailer. But
yeah, they showed a trailer for it, and you know they had the director come out and kind of talk about it and how he's from the Black Flag team. And so then they just showed a short trailer, but then he said after the show they're gonna have like a 30-minute demo of the game, which I'd seen a few demos of it, and yeah, you can tell like it's really weird to see this like coming out later this year, because like, not to say that it's gonna top Breath of the Wild necessarily, but they did actually say like yeah, like anything in the world you can climb pretty much in this game, like Breath of the Wild style. Actually.
Well, it's not inconceivable they could have played, you know, one of the devs or something probably played Breath of the Wild one of the years I was at E3.
On this Rabbids game, you know, maybe Nintendo kind of pinned their ear to him and said, "Hey, maybe you should do this with Assassin's Creed or something."
Yeah, could be.
But either way, yeah. So they confirmed that like apparently, the main character will be able to climb like just about anything in the world.
That's smart because that's how people are going to want to play those games now.
Yeah, and you know they showed some more of the combat again, looking good. Showed a bit of just walking around in the open world. Yeah. Anyway, it's a 30-minute demo, so if you really want to get a deep dive into how Assassin's Creed's looking this year, you can go ahead and look it up. There's a few different outlets with like 20 to 30-minute play sessions on it. So yeah. Assassin's Creed looking real good. Very, very excited for that game.
I mean, it's crazy to think that like the actual E3 show floor hasn't even opened until today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that'll be very interesting to see how it happened, how they handle the public coming in.
It's ridiculous.
Yep,
so
and then they showed
then they showed the Crew 2, which, you know, if you're into the Crew 1, it's a lot more, a bigger map apparently, and that's pretty much all I got for you. I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention too much because I wasn't really that fond of the Crew 1.
Yeah.
I mean, good idea, but...
I can see the people that it would appeal to, though. So
yeah.
Those folks, looks pretty good.
From there, I want to say that's when they went to Skull and Bones?
Yes, I believe so. Which... You want me to just take this one? I'm so hyped for this one too.
Yep, you go ahead. You're the pirate guy.
Yeah. So everyone, y'all know I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, and probably my second favorite in the series is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I freaking love that game. It's the first game that made me fulfill my childhood dream of being a pirate. And ever since that game came out, mad people were just telling Ubisoft like, "Yo, you should just make a straight up pirate game, just with these mechanics, and you know, just have it strictly like based on pirates, not based in the Assassin's Creed lore or anything like that." And yeah, so they said, "All right, we'll work on it for a few years, and here you go, Skull and Bones. It's coming out in 2018. It has PvP ship battles with it, which everyone was asking for in AC4. So, and kind of sullies the any blow that PlayStation fans might have anyway for not having Sea of Thieves to play. Like, hey, you still get this pirate game, so you know.
Yep.
And they said like, yeah, it's like 5v5 PvP modes, so I'm wondering how that's all gonna really work out. The demo they showed like looks very similar to AC4's ship combat, so I think they just pretty much doubled down on that and said, let's make a new IP. So yeah. Anyway, Skull and Bones, sometime in 2018. They didn't specify when, but
Sounds good.
that looked real cool.
And we're gonna.
Cool new announcement.
I just realized we gotta kind of give the express through Ubisoft a little bit because we still gotta cover Sony.
Yeah.
So, God, after that, I think that was Just
I think
Dance.
that was Just Dance. So,
Yeah.
I heard about that. Dancing Pandas,
Just Dance.
Sub-Zeros.
Now, the game that I was really surprised, not necessarily surprised. Oh, yeah. After that, then they went in and just talked about Steep DLC. They got the Winter Olympics coming into it, which is cool.
Still no word on that Switch.
Yeah,
but
I have a theory now. I think when that pack comes out, the Switch version is going to launch with that pack included.
I could see that happening. So
I can see that.
So Steep, that's cool for folks that like that one.
God, the
I
Olympics.
kind of want to give that game a shot at
The Olympics are next year. I just realized. I guarantee Nintendo freaking announces Mario and Sonic the Olympics again this year.
Oh yeah, your favorite.
Yeah, I just thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, the Olympics are coming. It's about time for one of those games, huh? So yeah, so there was that, and then they went into a game that I'm actually excited about. It's called Starlink.
Oh, you're like actually pumped about it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That game actually looked really cool to me, man.
I thought it looked cool until they showed the amiibo / Skylander style ship building thing on the controller.
Yeah, my only fear is how much is that ship going to cost, and does it already come with all the parts that you can just customize on it?
Exactly.
Because if it does, if it's like let's say it's a $60 purchase, but it comes with that and it has all the detachables on it, without you having to buy extra.
Yeah, you're right. If it's like that, then yeah, sure.
Then it's a cool idea.
Pretty cool looking little thing on your controller. So
yeah. So and plus I didn't play the last Star Fox game, but I know it didn't turn out too well. And hey, this might be the best we got.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it runs on the
Game did look cool.
It runs on the Frostbite engine.
No, not the Frostbite.
Or not Frostbite, Snowdrop.
Snowdrop. Yeah.
Sorry.
Same engine that ran the Division.
The Division, yeah. So it runs on Snowdrop. It's coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And they made it a point to show each and every controller with that battleship thing on it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
So
I thought it looked cool.
Another Switch title,
another Switch title, and
they're bringing it for them.
Yep, and just to take another jab at EA, yes, Snowdrop was running on it, EA. So there you go. When you say your Frostbite can't run on it, yes, other companies are getting their engines working on it.
Different optimizations. All right.
Anyway,
FIFA.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that game looked really cool. That comes out next year. I'd say check out that trailer. And then I want to say Far Cry was next.
Yeah.
Far Cry 5 looks amazing.
The jizz in my pants, dude. I can't wait for that game. Far Cry 5's gotta be awesome. We don't even need to spend much time. Just know Far Cry 5.
Yeah, Far Cry 5 looks awesome. I actually really enjoyed what I saw too in that. So,
Love the
really
style
played
of the
Far Cry,
trailer. Love the look of the game.
Yeah.
Just man, I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, so Far Cry 5 coming out next year.
And then
keep
I
your eyes
believe
on that.
next was their big mic drop moment.
Yep, and then the mic drop moment
None
was
other than Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yep, a much more mature take on that. But
I loved it. I loved like the feel of the trailer and like just the way
the only thing
were. Like that monkey dude was awesome.
No, the only thing that had me a little like what was when they came out and pretty much just like, hey, sign up for this to help us build this world. Kind of gave me some Shenmue 3 vibes.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Although they did interview Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, afterward, and Jeff Keighley asked him, like, is that some sort of crowdfunding thing? And he's like, no, it's being funded by Ubisoft still.
Yeah.
He didn't really clear up what that thing is.
Here's an interesting nugget going into today. The same person that leaked the Rabbids Mario Battle Kingdom came out and said that Nintendo, the reason why they didn't announce any platforms for that is because today it's going to come out that Nintendo's actually helped funding the game and it's going to be an exclusive.
Yeah, hey, it could be. Who knows?
You know, that's an interesting tidbit coming out for today because people were kind of arguing like that can't run on the Switch. Like, yeah, but it was a CG trailer, which it was a CG trailer.
Was just a CG trailer. Yeah, you can't glean anything from that trailer.
And you know, and long before even when the Switch was still the NX, one of the longest running rumors was Beyond Good and Evil 2 would be a Switch exclusive. Remember? Yeah. So
I mean, that'd be a nice little get for them because there's
so that would be.
It's not a huge fan base of that game, but that fan base is rabid.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's that's like the Bayonetta from. That's like the Bayonetta from Ubisoft that Nintendo can get. Like, you know, like they got Bayonetta. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, just from the reactions of other folks to that trailer, just like how passionate they were to see it finally shown again.
Yeah, people
kind of
crying.
made me be like, man, I kind of want to see what this game was all about. I kind of want to hunt down that HD version on PS3 side. So I might
PS3,
check a little later.
I think I already have it on Xbox One actually.
Yeah.
But
so
that was that.
Anyway, the maker of that game was real emotional, coming out like had tears.
Oh, there was a lot of crying. There was a lot of crying because we didn't even talk. We didn't even talk about the director of the Rabbids Mario Battle Kingdom. He was crying.
Oh yeah. A lot of tears. It was happy tears. You know, it's all good.
Miyamoto's talking about my game on stage.
Hey, I mean, shit. I mean, afterward, like, Jeff Keighley interviewed him, and he's like, so how did it feel knowing that you're taking your game to be approved by Miyamoto?
Yeah.
He was like, I was nervous out of my damn mind. I can't blame him.
That's
like,
nuts.
I don't even want to know what that'd be like. So anyway, I guess we'll get to rating it so we can get to Sony. What did you think of Ubisoft?
Now we'll just rate them both at the end.
Oh, okay.
We'll
move right into Sony.
Yeah, we'll go into Sony, and Sony started off. By the way, the presentation of the press conference was awesome. I'll give them that. They start right off with Uncharted DLC, which, by the way, I was at the movie theater watching it, and I don't know if you had the same problem, but there were some audio issues.
No, it wasn't on YouTube. It was apparently the audio issues were on Twitch. So they must have been
it was directly from
stream of it?
So it was they were showing us PlayStation blog, so it was directly from Sony themselves that we were having.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll preference this by saying we could see it, but we could not hear that trailer or the Horizon trailer. We couldn't hear anything until halfway through the yeah, we couldn't hear anything until halfway through the Days Gone demo.
Damn, that sucks, because there were some really good voice acting moments during that Uncharted trailer, too.
Yeah, I actually have to go back and watch that, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway,
so I'll let you talk about the first few trailers then, because I can't hear anything.
Gotcha. I got you. So yeah, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. You know, it's that thing that was originally gonna end up being DLC for Uncharted 4, but just ballooned into its own Uncharted, more or less. Like they've said, it's comparable in length to like somewhere between Uncharted 1 and 2. So I'm yeah, that game's gonna be great. I'm really excited about that. 2 Naughty Dog experiences in 2 years? Are you kidding me? That's all I need. Like, so yeah, Uncharted Lost Legacy coming out in August. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
And then the other announcement was Horizon Zero Dawn's first DLC. It was called the Frozen Wilds, I believe it was called. Something like that. Anyway, yep, they didn't give any price or anything like that, but they did say that'll release before the end of the year, and so that'll be another pretty big release for Sony this fall.
Nope.
And
Right into Days Gone.
Yep. And then they went right into Days Gone. And you said you couldn't hear about Days Gone either?
About half of it. I couldn't hear until he basically was about to set all those zombies loose in that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like the voice actor of the main character in that game is the same voice actor from those Star Wars Force Unleashed games. At least that's what he kind of reminds me of. So, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of those games, but I thought that guy is a good actor. So, actually, so I'm kind of happy to see him getting a star role here. And yeah, like that, I think they showed it off way better this year than they did last year, for sure. With showing like the open
The unlimited
world.
ammo demo.
Yeah, the unlimited ammo demo. Yeah, that was not the best way to show that game. This year was much better.
Yeah.
Like they showed him like travel on the highway, getting ambushed.
Well,
Apparently
that
you can
and
also like miss that ambush and keep going down that highway and stuff like that.
uh-oh.
I got it. You go ahead and handle your son. um, but yeah.
He took a poop, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on.
Yeah. So, but the rest of it, for Days Gone, they showed how you can pretty much trick the infected people. I forget what they call them. Freakers, I think they call them. I think they call them freakers in this game. Pretty much zombies.
Yeah, they call them
Anyway,
freakers.
yep. And anyway, there was this really cool moment in the demo where they showed him like approaching this sort of outpost-ish area, but he didn't really have any guns or anything on him, so he knew he wouldn't really stand a like straight up fight against him. So what did he do? He turns out he did have some C4 on him, so he decided to blow up the wall that he just snuck past, which had like this big swarm of freakers that were just kind of chilling, eating dead bodies, having a good time. And when we blew up the wall, all the freakers got attracted, and it was really impressive, like just seeing them all like run around and
It reminds
chasing after
me.
all the outpost dudes.
It reminds me of like, let's say like Last of Us with like, I don't know, like a biker gang.
Yeah, it's like
with
apparently the guys you're playing as is like a bounty hunter, and it pretty much seems like it's like an open worldish kind of Last of Us.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And then with all those freakers running on screen and stuff at once, that gives me like some vibes of like Dead Nation. But,
yeah, so.
I
Anyway,
thought it was
then,
really cool, like how you can use the freakers as a strategic method. That's really cool. Now I'm pretty sure if you're bad at the game and that goes if you're bad at the game and that goes south, you could probably die from them, which would be pretty hysterical. But
yeah, thinking you're all clever and all of a sudden you just get ripped to shreds. Yeah. Yeah, that they kind of speaking of Last of Us, they kind of had a similar mechanic in the DLC for that game, Left Behind. Only this was a bit more on a bigger scale with like full-blown swarms of freakers. So yeah, anyway, that looked really cool, and they finished it off showing that animals are also gonna apparently be freakers of a sort. So they showed this really gnarly looking bear
The
at the
bear,
very
yeah.
end of it.
Yeah, that bear
I'm
was
like,
cool.
oh boy, it's kind of cool. So
Yep.
anyway, Days Gone, much better showing this year, I would definitely say.
Yep. You learn from there. That's when everybody thought we were getting a Shadow of the Colossus sequel.
Yeah. Yeah,
Instead,
just
we're getting
remaking
Shadow of the
what?
Colossus remastered again.
Oh man.
Well, I guess
Like
I
I
guess to
said-
be fair, the last time was Shadow of the Colossus HD.
Yeah.
Sorry. Could not resist.
I mean, that game is one of my favorite games of all time. I freaking love the Shadow of the Colossus, but man, they freaking really had me going thinking it was gonna be a sequel.
Yep. And then right after that,
Or
we
was
hopped-
Monster Hunter before that?
Nope, Monster Hunter was right after that.
Okay, Monster Hunter was right after that.
Yep.
Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World, which I thought actually did look really cool, and I don't really play much Monster Hunter since PSP, but it did look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Capcom racking in that Monster Hunter money. They got that one coming, and then they got the one they just announced for Switch.
Yeah.
Microsoft can't get no Monster Hunter love apparently.
Apparently not. Yeah.
But-
so.
Yep. So
Yeah,
if you're a Monster
I mean,
Hunter
I'm not
fan,
a
you got
huge
plenty of
Monster
Monster
Hunter
Hunter coming.
Yeah, for Monster Hunter fans, they're about to be real happy. They
Yep.
can play Monster Hunter World on their PS4 when they get home, and that Switch Monster Hunter on the go.
Yep. Yeah, this to my knowledge, this game is more of like a non-traditional Monster Hunter game because it looks like it's kind of more solo, and then like, you know,
Yeah.
the Switch one is
I
definitely
remember
more.
hearing somewhere where they were like, they want like the brand new, almost like numbered, like main numbered-ish entries in the Monster Hunter series on Sony platforms, while they'll keep a lot of like the stuff in between on Nintendo platforms. So.
Yeah, well, kind of like Kingdom Hearts. Like think about
Kinda
how
like
many
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts,
Hearts games are on 3DS and DS and stuff.
Yeah,
But,
I'm not.
hey.
Yeah, not to say that like the one on the Switch is gonna be bad or anything. Just
No, it's not.
you know. But yeah,
I mean,
anyway, so
yeah,
Monster
so-
Hunter fans,
Yep,
There
good
you
for
go.
them.
Monster Hunter World.
I think right after that, actually I think we messed up. I think before that was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I just know both Capcom games were back to back. So whatever it was, Marvel vs.
No,
Capcom.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That was after.
It was after.
Remember, we all thought they were gonna
That's right.
transition into Devil May Cry, but
Okay.
then they transitioned into no Devil May Cry this year. Sorry, folks.
Okay, yeah, no doubt, Marco.
But
Well,
I think
anyway,
that's when
yeah,
they
so we'll-
transitioned to
we'll-
VR, I think.
Anyway, we'll just go there. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. They had a story trailer. I thought it looked cool. And at the end of it, they pretty much said, "Hey, you can download the story demo right now," which I did. I haven't played it yet, but I'm excited. That game comes out this September. We almost got that game before money got Tekken, but you know.
Yeah, well, you know.
So I'm excited
Anyway,
for it. I know you're
also
not,
there's
but
a
yeah.
Story demo of it available.
Yep. So there you go. Go play that.
Check it out.
I hear you get to play as Dante in the story demo for all you DMC fans. Anyway.
Hey.
So there's that. Then they transition into a bunch of VR games that I'm not going to really touch on for the sake of time, and neither one of us have a VR. But hey, they got like 5 games coming to VR. One of them being from Supermassive, 2 of them being from Supermassive Games, which happen to be the makers of Until Dawn. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of upset about this. The prequel to Until Dawn is a VR game, and they're not making it like a regular game, so they could kick rocks for that. Moving on.
Oh, you know, but just to let you know, once again, Skyrim coming to VR.
Oh, yep, Skyrim.
Bethesda continuing to milk that Skyrim name, but
Yep.
hey, makes money, so why not?
Yep, there you
Anyway,
go.
moving on.
Call of Duty World War II.
Yep.
They went there.
I'm,
They showed the trailer for that.
I definitely wanted more of a demo of that game.
Yeah,
I really
me
want
too.
another trailer. But apparently they're having some sort of big reveal later on this week.
Probably, and do keep in mind too, there is a beta coming out. So
Yeah. So anyway, though, it looked cool. I mean,
yeah, looks cool. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm really excited. Like I said, just watching them kind of run through like those World War II bunkers and stuff, like in that trailer, just brought back fond memories of playing Call of Duty 2.
Oh yeah, me as well. No doubt about it.
So I'm really excited about that, and I will say
Definitely
this is the
nostalgia
first
for it.
year in a while that we're like, okay, like I'm pretty excited about both shooters coming out actually. So,
The only thing I'm just still kind of on the fence on if I want that or Battlefront 2.
yeah.
We'll see
So-
which one I get first. But anyway, so yeah, Call of Duty looked cool.
Call of Duty looked cool. I think right after that was Destiny.
No, I feel like they showed something in between.
I don't know. We don't have to go in order particularly, but
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, they showed
yeah,
Destiny,
they showed Destiny, which
like
looked like Destiny,
So that's
Yep.
all you need to know.
and just like Destiny 1, everything's going to come out first on PS4. So
Yeah,
there you go.
So they showed some of the exclusive stuff like a strike and gear and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff. So.
Anyway,
Anyway,
after that, I think it was
Um,
Detroit, right?
might have been.
Yep. So,
I feel like God of War was between Call of Duty and Destiny. Maybe not. But,
well, I'm pretty sure God of War was both you and my like one of our favorite trailers. So we'll kind of just save
Yeah, we'll
that for our
we'll
grand
talk about
finale.
it.
That and Spider-Man. I mean, really, like, but actually, before we talk about Detroit, like, is that pretty much like, are we pretty much down to like the big three now? Like that's it, right?
I'm pretty
Just
sure.
Detroit, God of War, and
If
Spider-Man.
we missed anything, forgive us. But
Yeah, I don't think we missed anything actually in
pretty
that
sure we
conference.
got it
So
all.
yeah, so yeah, we'll just start with Detroit and we'll just work our way up.
Yep.
Detroit
David
Become
Cage.
Human. David Cage
Yep.
shows
I
another
mean, the trailer was great. It looks
The trailer
great,
was fantastic.
Man. I'm really
They got the
excited
guy
for
from Grey's Anatomy in there.
that. Yeah.
Um,
Yep. And they just showed how it like affects all the different characters. Like depending on your actions with one character, it'll affect this character and that character, and they can have all sorts of different outcomes and
Yep.
all that fun stuff.
Typical David Cagey stuff.
No release window at all.
Not even a 2018 on there. So
Yeah, still no idea when that's coming out.
yeah, so that's kind of upsetting.
We'll see. Yeah. Although I feel like they seem to stick to stuff that was either coming late at the latest next year, so
Yeah, we'll
maybe
see.
they just
Maybe
didn't really say anything.
maybe PSX.
Yeah, who knows?
And 6
Yeah, they
months.
did already announce the dates for PX.
Yeah, PSX and the Video Game Awards, they already announced the dates for that this year, which is crazy because they usually don't do that this early. But
Yeah, so
and again,
knows?
PSX and VGAs are on the same weekends again, so there you go.
Yep. Typical.
Um,
Yeah. Anyway.
Yep. So
Detroit
there's
Become
that.
Human. Looks cool.
Looks awesome.
Mhm.
Which one you want to talk about first, Spider-Man or God of War?
I guess we'll talk about God of War since that was before.
All right. God of
But
War.
Yeah, God of War, man, that game. Was
Papa
awesome.
Kratos.
Yep. Like they showed a little more of like just how combat's gonna kind of look with multiple enemies on screen, and yeah, I'm hyped for that game. That game looks great, and that's coming out early next year.
Yeah, just like they said, Days Gone was early next year.
Yep. Oh, did they?
Yep.
I thought Days Gone didn't have a date either. Really.
No, I thought that said early 2018.
Because they interviewed the dudes who make Days Gone like afterwards. Jeff Keighley did, and they're just like, we're not talking about release date.
Well, they did say early 2018, but maybe he was trying to get like a more specific window out of them. But,
Okay. Well, hey, I'm totally down for it if it is.
I can believe it because look at how Sony did this year. They stacked up the first year with exclusives, and then then the second half is all third-party stuff.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, by all means. But
Yeah, God of
anyway,
War
God
looks
of War looked great, man. Like, and also with it just being Cory Balrog, I believe his name is, the head of Santa Monica. He was the one who directed God of War 2, which is my absolute favorite in that series by a long shot. So to see him come back to helm this one just looks like he's doing it justice. Like that game's gonna be great.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks fantastic, and it looks like it has a more deep story than God of War ever had.
Yeah, the kid seems interesting. It looked like we
yeah.
met the kid's mother for the first time
Yeah.
in the trailer that they showed. So
yeah, looks awesome.
yeah, God of War.
Oh, and
Honestly,
that just so you
probably
know,
my
that trailer that we saw was running on a standard PS4.
Yeah, it wasn't even Pro. So
Yeah, that was standard PS4. So there you go.
that game looks amazing. So.
Yeah.
Good job, Sony Santa Monica. Good to see you coming back with a big bang with that one.
Just don't end the game walking with a head looking for the light.
Agreed. Yes.
Yep.
Shout out to Call of Duty, God of War 3.
I know you want that Call of Duty. It's on your mind. Moving on. Then they ended it off with Spider-Man.
To the finish. Yep.
Spider-Man looks
real cool.
I am
My
so
only
happy.
problem with that game, though, it looked a little too quick time event happy.
Yeah, so first thing, I'm so happy that Spider-Man is getting a game that actually has a budget behind it, unlike Activision. Two,
yeah, it looks
the
way
game
better.
looked great. When you're in combat, it looks a lot like, which is probably the best way to do superhero combat, like the Arkham games.
Like the Arkham games.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
I did like how they showed a lot more interactivity with the environments, like
it looks like you can pretty much web like anything.
Hold that like crane and smack those two dudes with it. That was
the gameplay with Spidey's pretty cool. Now I will say that I don't know if that set piece is kind of just in the beginning of the game, and that's why they had so many QuickTime events. But for the story related stuff, there was a lot of QuickTime events in the story related stuff. But I don't think the entire gameplay is going to be like that.
Yeah, neither do I.
That was clearly just like something they were trying. That was clearly just somewhere they were trying to get in the story, which I get. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That being said, what was shown off on screen, it was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it looked awesome. And when you web, he actually throws his webs on the buildings and swings.
Yeah. Yeah, the web swinging looked real good.
Web swinging looked good. They got across that whole city without ever touching the ground. Shout out to Sunset Overdrive. That's where they learned that at.
That game, and they did just say it's coming out next year.
2018.
So probably that's got to be late next year. Has to be.
That's probably a fall game. Or they could... people were like, oh, well, the Spider-Man movie comes out this year. Yeah, but Spider-Man's also going to be in the Avengers next year, which means that they can still put that game out around the time that movie comes out. And be okay.
And plus, it's not even really connected to Homecoming or any of the extended universes.
It's not, but it's still the property.
But I know cross marketing, all that fun stuff.
That was the Sony conference.
That was the mic drop for them with Spider-Man being announced, and we also found out the official title. It's just Spider-Man.
Yep.
Marvel Spider-Man.
Marvel Spider-Man, yep. And then they showed the montage, and then at the end they showed Miles is going to be in the game, and So, what would you take?
We rating.
Yep, we'll go ahead and we'll rate.
Now?
Yeah, sure. Let's rate Ubisoft first.
Okay. For Ubisoft. Honestly, I think I'm about to give it a 9. I really enjoyed Ubisoft's conference. Like, they had everything I already went in really wanting and showed it off well with Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, and then they also announced some new fun-looking, interesting things, like that Mario Rabbids thing looks really great, and plus that, Skull and Bones game looks great, and then they topped it off with a pure fan service announcement of Beyond Good and Evil 2, like, can't really ask for much more.
Yeah. For Ubisoft, for me, I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. And it was a really good conference. It was. Now I don't really play a ton of Ubisoft games, but a lot of the games they showed made me want to play, and that's really what these conferences are supposed to do. They're supposed to be able to draw people in. Rabbids looked and Mario looked awesome, which, me being a Switch owner, I can't wait.
Me not being a Switch owner made me kind of, say, like, maybe I need to get a Switch a little earlier.
They set it up. They set it up, and it's up for Nintendo to knock that door down for you today. But so there's that. Starlink, which I told you about, I was excited for. Like, even if I didn't have a Switch, I would be excited for that on PS4.
Yeah, my only concern with that game is just the
same here.
Amiibo crap.
Same
but
here.
If
like
they
I
do
told
that
you, if
in
it's
not a rape your wallet kind of way, like, that game looks great too. So.
And then
and it's a new IP, so
yep, new IP. Yep.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Far Cry looked awesome, and I haven't even played the last few Far Cries, but man, I kind of want to play this one.
Yep,
Um,
yeah. Oh man.
so interesting note though, no update on like the Division or anything, like no new expansion or nothing like that, which tells me that they're probably
Yeah,
hard at work on a sequel.
yeah. In fact, the only real DLC they talked about was the Steep DLC,
Yeah,
actually.
so that I'm kind of thinking they
So,
must be hard at work on a sequel for the Division, and that'll probably be like their game they show next year to shock people.
yep.
But yeah, so I really like that conference. And of
Kudos
course,
to
they get
Ubisoft.
extra points for dancing Sub-Zeros and pandas.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
That's what really kicked it up to a 9 for me.
for you, what do you rate the Sony conference?
For Sony, I'm gonna give it. I'll go with an 8 for Sony. Mostly just because I didn't see any Sucker Punch. I didn't see any Bloodborne 2, which, yeah, I know those are all rumors, but I fully expected to see Sucker Punch this year. So definitely that's a little disappointing. And also the Shadow of the Colossus remake instead of a full-blown sequel. Don't do that. Like, don't bring that game up unless it's a sequel.
I hear you.
But, other than that, though, everything they showed looked real good. Yeah, just
For
if they had Sucker Punch's game, I honestly would have put it at a 9.
for me, I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. Which, again, like everything they showed was great, but no Sucker Punch was kind of a bummer. No, like and the rumors about Bloodborne 2 that not being there, that was kind of a disappointment. But like God of War looked awesome. Spider-Man looked amazing. Days Gone had a much better showing. So the conference was good.
It's a solid press conference.
It was a solid press conference. It just wasn't like the mind-blowing stuff that they've been doing the past few years, which isn't fair to expect that every year. But they,
Yeah. And I mean, again, to be
is.
fair, last year, like, they didn't give no shits about how far these games were out.
Yeah.
And,
Here's
here's
a big picture take on this though. Like me saying that about Sony, like to compare them and Microsoft, like they both had really good conferences this year, right? But like and some people might even say Microsoft had a better conference. But here's the thing: regardless of if they had a better conference or not, majority of the games we saw yesterday we're only going to be playing on PlayStation, and that's the biggest difference between the two. So, because like kudos to Microsoft for having a 2-hour display of just games, but unfortunately, only 4 of those games are only on Xbox One.
Like God of War, that's only on
God
PS4.
of War, yeah, God of War, Days Gone, Spider-Man only on PS4. Fucking Shadow of the Colossus Remastered only on PS4. Fucking, and then the shit that was in the pre-show.
Monster Hunter World only on
PS4. And then, like I said, pre-show shit. Gran Turismo, PS4. Hot Shots Golf, PS4. Crash Collection, PS4. Knack 2, PS4. So
at least for now, they've kind of been wishy-washy on that Crash Collection. Sometimes
true, but even if you subtract that one, that's still a big margin. So.
Oh yeah.
That's all. That's really all I'm getting at. It's just like that's the biggest takeaway. Like this for me, personally, me saying I wasn't really a huge fan. That's just because of the standard I have for PlayStation. That doesn't mean they did a bad job. Like no, they did a great job.
And again, going back to the Xbox press conference, the top 3 games they showed that I was most excited for, Metro Exodus, Anthem, and Assassin's Creed Origins. I can play all 3 of those on my PS4.
Yeah.
So.
One good thing I have heard about the Xbox conference, though, is that apparently Crackdown 3 is demoing much better than it showed in that press conference. So.
Well, that's
good. Yeah, because
that was not the best presentation
trailer
for that game. So.
Yeah. So with that being said, this has been E3 Day 3 coverage, which is crazy to think about, considering the show floor hasn't opened yet and Sony presented on Day 3. Today is Day 4 as we're recording this, and this will be uploaded and good to go before we get the Nintendo one uploaded. Matter of fact, Nintendo does their thing in about an hour and a half. So Yeah,
Right,
so
right now.
so they're gonna do a Nintendo presentation for about half hour, and then for the first hour of Treehouse Live, announcements continue.
Yeah,
which
are we gonna include that in our ratings at the end?
I think, I mean, considering Reggie kind of told us to keep watching, I guess so.
I guess.
I'm gonna tell you right
Dang it,
now.
Nintendo, just have a single
I'm
conference.
gonna tell you right now. They could come.
morons.
I'm gonna tell you right now. They could announce Metroid at Treehouse Live, and I would downgrade them for making me watch Treehouse Live instead of just doing it all in a presentation. But anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know Nintendo, they're going to announce like 2 or 3 things during that actually I care about, because they do that every year.
That's what they did with Star Fox Zero. No, yeah, sure, it didn't turn out too well, but
yeah,
you know,
like, yeah,
they
they
announced
don't.
that during Treehouse Live.
Yeah, Reggie's like, oh, just our presentation's just the start of E3. Like in the first hour, we're gonna have a bunch of significant announcements. It's like what? Like what? Like that just tells
Right.
me. That just tells me
Just
like.
have a conference, you
Yeah.
weirdos.
Yeah, yeah. If you combine
well.
the first hour of that and their 30 minutes, that's a 90-minute press conference. But anyway.
Right. So you might as well just have a damn conference. But oh well, whatever. It's Nintendo.
I guess they're saving money not renting out that building.
I guess. Yeah, but I mean, they didn't even have to rent out the building. Like, just have it's a big Nintendo Direct that's an hour and 30 minutes long, and call it like that. Why split it up to we'll have 30 minutes here, and then we'll have.
But you know what's crazy though?
In
In that 30 minutes of the Direct, I guarantee they accomplish a lot more than Microsoft did in terms of exclusives.
Oh yeah. Shit. I mean, the moment they show Mario, like goodbye world.
I will say
like,
this. I will say this for Nintendo. As good of a conference as Microsoft and Sony had, neither one of them have like the super duper exclusive dropping this year. So
yeah.
You know, if well, I guess Gran Turismo
Mario does stay on this year, like
yeah.
man, that's a win.
Yeah,
Big
if
win.
Mario comes out and it's a hit, man, they got that handed to them on a platter in terms of the first party stuff.
Then they can say we got 2 big exclusives releasing this fall, and freaking, Mario and Rabbids plus Mario and Odyssey.
Yeah, well,
Like that's
yeah, well,
and then
I mean,
also
and that's
Splatoon. So
Splatoon
there
2, which I didn't even realize that game sold like 3 million copies or some shit. Like it's really.
Yeah. So
but,
I mean, the ball's in their court, and they have a
Yeah.
good chance to really kind of slam dunk on E3 this year.
and don't forget,
I
like
know.
I forgot when they said Pokken Deluxe comes out, but then remember too, like in September, that's when that Fire Emblem Warriors comes out, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I think Hyrule Warriors sold like 1 million copies because people fucking play those Warrior games for some reason.
I
It's
know.
weird.
But
It's the same game.
I know. But hey, people keep buying it. It's like
Yep,
Madden.
That's
Like
true.
Madden with, Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah,
But
so
anyway,
we'll see what they do. We'll come back and talk more Nintendo on the actual Nintendo show that we do. But yep, so that was the Sony and Ubisoft coverage. We will be back later on today about the Nintendo. And until next time, we will catch you down the road.
Requiescat in pace.